everyone. Welcome to another session of CAT questions in Quant. Today's session is going to focus on divisibility tests. Now, there are three basic types of divisibility tests. You have the last n digits, then you have the sum of the digits, and the third is you have two chains. Now, these tests are completely related to the base in which you are working. Since we are working in base 10, factors of 10, which means 2 and 5, will have the n digits as the test. It's a very simple test to check whether a number is divisible by 2 raised to n or 5 raised to n. I just need to check the last n digits. So let's look at an example. If I want to check whether a number is divisible by 8, which is 2 cube, I will just look at the last 3 digits of the number. If that is divisible by 8, then the number is divisible by 8. So a number like 1, 7, 3, 2, 4, 3, 6 is divisible by 8. I just need to check the last 3 digits, 436. 436 is not divisible by 8, hence this number is not divisible by 8. Right? Similarly, if I want to check whether a number is divisible by 625, 625 is 5 raised to 4. So I just need to check for the last 4 digits. Right? So it's very clear that if I'm working in base 10, since 2 and 5 are factors, I'm just going to check for the last n digits for 2 raised to n and 5 raised to n. Similarly, if I was working, for example, in base 12, then 3 and 4 are factors. So to check for 3 raised to n and 4 raised to n in base 12, I will look at last n digits. Okay? So whatever are factors of the base, we will always look at the last n digits. Now, when do we use sum of digits? Sum of digits we use for n minus 1. If we are working in base n, then to check for n minus 1 and its factors, we will look at sum of the digits. So in base 10, your n minus 1 is 9 and factors of 9 are 3. So for 9 and 3, we will just look at sum of the digits. So let's look at another example. If we have a number like 3, 7, 8, 2, 6, 1, is this divisible by 9? So I'll just check the sum of the digits. 3 plus 7, 10, plus 8, 18, plus 2, 20, and then 27. Since 27 is divisible by 9, this whole number has to be divisible by 9. Right? And whenever a question mentions sum of the digits, I want you all to think about 9. It's very important, right? Sum of digits is equal to 9. If it is not divisible by 9, it will give you the remainder with respect to 9. So a simple number like 44, if I sum up the digits, the number is 8 and 8 is the remainder with respect to 9. So sum of the digits, I always want you all to think about 9 straight away. Getting back to another base, let's say if I'm working in base 16, then for 15, I will look at sum of the digits as a test, and even for factors of 15 like 5 and 3, I will look at sum of digits as the test. The third test is the two chain test. That works for n plus 1. So in base 10, n plus 1 is 11. So this will work for 11. Let's look at an example. Let's say you have 4, 5, 7, 6, 2, 0, and 9. Is this number divisible by 11? So you make two chains, one starting from the units and jumping alternately, and another starting from 10 and jumping alternately. You add up the two chains. So the units chain gives me 11 plus 7, 18, and then 22. And the tens chain gives me 11. The difference should be a multiple of 11. And remember, 0 is also a multiple of 11. So if the difference is a multiple of 11, then the number becomes a multiple of 11. Right? So if you're working, for example, in base 8, then 9 will have the two chains as the test, right? So it's very easy now to segregate in your head. You have three basic tests. One is the last 10 digits, which is valid for factors of the base. The second one is sum of digits, which is valid for base minus 1. And the third is this two chain test, which is valid for base plus 1. Great. Let's look at questions now.